I need to speak, though. We need to speak about the fact that Manchester City are 4 games with no win. And tonight, the 1-0 scoreline is potentially the most flattering scoreline I've seen in a long time. And I'm going to go to V on this, who's here with us, because City tonight were absolutely battered. They were destroyed. They were ripped apart, V. No win in 4, sitting in 3rd in the league. You didn't have a shot since the 11th minute of the game. What is wrong with City at this moment in time, V?
Wait, Terry, don't be rude. Good evening. Good evening, Vader. Good evening.
All right. I see it. Listen, you know what? Actually, I got to correct you. I think we're 4th in the league right now. I think Aston Villa.
Villa lead for them.
Yeah, so what to say? This game, man. Pep, you keep adding these platinums to my beard. It's driving me crazy here. He's tinkering, man. 15 games into the season, the man's still tinkering. He made so many changes in that lineup. Stone's just back from injury. Rico Lewis playing that pivot. He put Bernardo out on the wing. We weren't good enough on the day. I think the stats showed we had 2 shots. 2 shots. And I got to give credit because you know that's what City fans do. We give credit to the opposition. Aston Villa played an incredible game, man. They were physical. They knew exactly how they want to press us and attack us. And Martinez was unbelievable in that net for those shots that we were able to actually get off. I don't know, man. I don't know. I heard Pep in the conference say,
V, you are holding back what you really want to say. I can tell you're holding back what you really want to say. Listen, you've got to remember, none of them burly mancs from Manchester are going to come get you. You're safe in North America. Speak your mind, brother. Speak your mind. Let it out.
It's a case where Pep got it wrong today. 100%. 100%. Pep got it wrong today. But he got it.
We spoke about that, right? We spoke because the other day you were talking about the fact that Pep needs to use his squad more, and I understand that was within the context of an individual game. You were saying that it was Liverpool's squad versus City's first 11, but then today, obviously, there's lots of fixtures coming up, and you guys, today you looked actually quite tired with your fresh squad, but he's got to use his squad, right? Especially in this busy time of year. So you also can't have it both ways. If he needs to rotate, You would expect some drop-off to some extent.
Listen, Pep knows football better than I do. But the changes that I saw, and when I said use his squad, we bought Kovacic, play him in the midfield. We bought Nunes, play him in the midfield. He started by playing Stones and Rico in the midfield. So I'm asking the question, I'm watching the game like, why are you tinkering it like this? Why is it not players that you bought playing in the positions that they're designed to play in? So I think he's going to add more to this, man. Pep's going to add more platinums to this. Am I stressed?
Vader, you are stressed. I saw you pacing up and down. I've never seen you pace up and down.
Listen,
when you started the stream, you were pacing. I've never seen you like this, bro.
Listen, I'm probably gonna do some emotional eating today. I'm in the kitchen right now. I'm getting things done for my daughter. But I gotta say this: when you tinker, I'm okay with it, Pep. I'm okay with the tinkering, but not like this. Not when you bought the players and they're not even being played the way they're designed.
You know why, Vader? You know why, Vader? Can I say something?
Calm. The reason why I'm calm though is because I'm looking at the screen right now. I'm looking at the faces of my rivals. I'm looking at Liverpool, and I don't think they're ready to say they're winning the league. I don't see any Arsenal on the panel today, but I'm sure if they were on this panel, I'd be looking and saying, "Are you winning the league?" So I'm calm. I'm calm because I know I'm going to be there.
Listen. Let me say something, Vader. Let me say something to you, Vader. First of all, I'm glad. One second. I'm glad that Vader is still in the kitchen. Because listen, I know you're Canadian, and I know you definitely have some maple syrup in that fridge. So go open that fridge right now, get that maple syrup because you're gonna need it for that waffle that you just gave us. Okay, just say things how they're supposed to be, Vader. Okay, you just waffled on for so long for no reason. I'll tell you why he didn't tinker it the way you want it to be. It's so simple. The quality ain't the same. It's that simple. Everyone here, listen, you could have saved us about 10 minutes of our lives if you would have just said that. There's no Gundogan off the bench. There's no Mahrez off the bench. There's no Laporte off the bench. Your manager doesn't trust some of the signings that he made. Listen, granted, you had Dako was injured today, I believe. I get all that, but the quality ain't the same, bro. It's so simple. You could have just started with that. The quality ain't the same. The people that used to come on when you have injuries and you have suspensions are no longer there. When De Bruyne wasn't there, you had Gundogan coming on. Listen, you can say no all you want. The quality ain't there. The reason he's playing Rico Lewis in the midfield and all the players that you have questions about, and is not starting Matheus Nunes, is because the quality ain't the same, bro. I've heard Chelsea fans, by the way, tell me they want Rico Lewis to start so he can finally put Foden in that midfield where he's supposed to be. Instead, he's still putting him on the wing. The quality just ain't the same, brother. And that's why there's a drop off. Listen, when is the last time anyone hears? Remember, the last time City have went 4 games without a win. You have 3 points from 12. That's some Man United form. That's Chelsea form. That's not City form. You guys haven't done that in the last 3 years. And when I sat here on the top 6, that top 6, by the way, I mean, Terry, I might need you to clip the whole top 6 and send it to me, because everything that I said on the last show came to life today. Because when I told you guys, oh, we know how to win, we're treble winners, I said no. These are not the treble winners. You know who was the treble winners? Gundogan was. Mahrez was. What's his name? Laporte was. You know who's not a treble winner? One second. You know who's not a treble winner? Matheus Nunes is not. You know who's not a treble winner? Doku is not. You know who's not a treble winner? Gavardio is not. You know who's not a treble winner? Everyone you signed this summer. The guys that knew how to win respected them. Obviously, 100% respect to all the players that you have. But you brought in too many players this season that are still learning the Man City curve, the Pep Guardiola curve. Pep, I have all the respect to Pep. Listen, I'm not going to overreact the game and say anything about Pep because I would be deluded to say that. Pep 100% knows how to win. But most of these players don't know how to come in and fill in the shoes of the people that were there before them.
Bro, that's why you're seeing a drop of this.
No. That's what they told me. People told me that. No, bro, don't be fooled, bro. Don't be fooled. Don't be fooled by the name Man City, by the jersey. Most of them are still the same. I'm not even talking shit about the players that have been there. I'm not talking about Diaz. I'm not talking about Stones. I'm not talking about Ederson. I'm not talking about Han. I'm not talking about these guys. The guys that came in and they can't fill in shoes. That for Matheus Nunes to be sitting on the bench when they need a midfielder, when there's no Rodri there, he's not stepping up. There's a reason why he's not stepping up, because he's not good enough. Could he be good enough? I'm not saying he should just sell him, but I'm just saying you don't have the next man up to step in when the main guy isn't there. And you're clearly seeing it. You could deny it all you want, but the fact that you went 4 games without a win just shows that this is not the same team. You haven't had that happen in the last 3 years. I don't even know if that's an official stat, but I'm pretty sure if I dig in right now and do some research, I won't find a period where City went 4 games without a win until today.
You mentioned the 4 games without a win for a while. Now let me say this: we played Chelsea, we played Liverpool,
we beat them.
We played Spurs.
Don't put us in that bracket, bro. Don't put us in that bracket. Don't put us in that bracket.
Even David is like, bro.
What you showed today, okay, fair enough. So what I want to point out is, and Staffy, listen. We talk ball, and I get it. You want to say that I'm.
You're my guy. I'm still gonna cook you, bro.
You don't keep syrup. You don't keep syrup in the fridge. You keep that out. All right.
You're the Canadian, bro. You know the waffle. I don't know the waffle. Thank God we have a Canadian on the stream. He can teach me about maple syrup and waffle because you've been very good at it today.
I'm gonna say this with regards to our squad. You're kind of right, but the fact that we had no Rodri, we had no Grealish due to suspension, is why when you're looking at the squad, it's not quite the same. I don't expect any player coming to City year 1 to cook right off the jump, because you want to point out we're treble winners. Holland, Alvarez, they weren't treble winners when they came here, but yeah, they came on. They hit the ground running. That's unique to us. The reason why I'm not stressed is because, like I said, as much as you want to say all of that, are you counting us out? Are you saying that we are not in this title run?
I take it day by day, brother.
No one's counting.
I take it day by day, brother.
I want to hear it.
I take it day by day, brother. That's what I do.
Yeah. Hamza's here with us, bro. No winning 4. No Shakira songs, I assume, from you tonight, Professor. What's going wrong with your team? A few weeks ago, you blamed it on you haven't invested enough money at Manchester City. What do you think today? 4 games, no win, in 4th position, 6 points from top. A bigger gap than this time last year.
I need apologies. Like today, I need apologies. Yeah, because I said it and I warned everyone. I've been watching football since Serie A, 1990s. I watch football because before you were little kids. I watch football, the greats football, the football of Clarence Seedorf, Edgar Davids, R9s. I used to see them live on Channel 4, Football Italia. 10 o'clock highlights. Live Sunday, 3 o'clock. Peter Brackley. I watched them like that. I was a little kid. You guys had hero. You guys were watching Premier League. Yeah, the likes of you were watching Bradford.
Stop deflecting. Stop deflecting.
I know standard. I know quality. When I see quality, I see wow. That's when I told City fans, we fell into that trap. That we were so high, like we were so high above these frauds. Everyone in England, we were above everyone, but we kept cutting the tree, and we don't get the quality. Oh, don't worry, it's okay. Don't worry. But then now it's come to show. I need apologies. We've got the smallest squad. Why do I have to have two keepers on the bench? Most games I've got two keepers. Then I've got Calvin Phillips. Is he good enough? He's not good enough for Man City. I'm not saying. My hanger. You know this hanger?
Yo, spam violins in the chat for this guy. Everyone spam violins in the chat for him right now. I want violins in the chat for this guy.
I can use my hanger to hang clothes. Tell me what Calvin Phillips does for my football club. He comes every morning, eats my breakfast, lunch, dinner. What does he do? Does he play? Does he use a No, seriously. Tell me. You want me to feel, oh, it's because you didn't play him, Hamza. I don't care. Pep is a DM. Pep was a DM. Pep knows DMs. Don't tell me about Calvin Phillips. Pep knows DMs.
Spam those violins, guys. I want more violins in the chat. Spam more violins.
Heritage. He played with Philip Cocu in Madrid. He knows Luis Figo, right? Luis Enrique, the other side. Stoichkov and Romario. He saw heritage. So he sees this guy ain't good enough. Hamza is right. Hamza's right. I told these guys he's not good enough. Our standard is not Leeds. Our standard is not Leeds. We're in the caliber now of we compete with Real Madrid. We compete with Real Madrid. We fight with Real Madrid.
Keep the violins coming, guys. Good job.
But now we go and shop. We're supposed to be shopping at Harrods. When we lose a quality player, we go and shop at Primark. And then we expect to do the same thing.
Hamza, can you talk about the game, Hamza? I don't want to hear that.
What can I do?
Man said Primark.
Hamza, let me jump in for a minute here. So I understand where you're coming from. So you're essentially saying the reason that we're playing bad in these games is because we're against teams of slightly better quality, but because we haven't replaced our world-class players that have left with world-class players, we're struggling. I hear that. Why has Pep Guardiola got it so wrong in terms of rebuilding his squad?
I think the recruitment made a huge error. Two huge errors. Midfield is the engine of every club. Midfield. Rodri, the guy who was supposed to be replacing Rodri and swapping Rodri was Fernandinho. We sold him. We got for Calvin Phillips, so we got it wrong. So Rodri has been playing tirelessly hard. He doesn't get a break. Arsenal have four DMs. Rice, Partey, Jorginho, El Neni can also play there. They got
two of them never play.
El Neni, have some shame. Wallahi, have some shame.
I have Rodri, and that's it. Calvin Phillips doesn't play. Then number 8, Gundogan, the same quality we didn't replace him. Chelsea, Kovacic is a good player, yes. But is the quality of Rodri, Gundogan? No, he's not. The second thing, he's injury prone. And Nunes, we bought him from Wolves, so it will take time for him to be that elite. We should have got players like Barella. We should have got Kimmich. That's the replacement you make. So we got it wrong, but I trust my manager. I trust him. Because two things that will make it right. We have to get into the transfer market, make another signing, at least to help out Rodri, because we get bypassed. If you see every time Terry, they get the ball, we just get bypassed in midfield. They walk through us in midfield. They walk through us as if it's nothing. And that never happens.
Do you think Man City are arrogant? Do you think you guys are arrogant in your transfer?
We were absolutely.
Because you believe that because you've won the treble, you're on a 3P, you can just buy anyone and it doesn't matter.
Do you know what? Okay, do you know what it is though? I was streaming with Hamza in the summer, and he was literally saying the exact same thing. So I can vouch for him.
It wasn't arrogant, it was humble.
When all these signings were coming in, he was like, listen, it's not good enough. Who these guys on the bench, he's been consistent with it. So I have to give it to him, and the quality hasn't been good enough. The replacements haven't been good enough.
You know what? You can't give it to Hamza, because when every other team signs players that he doesn't rate, he says, oh, there's no talent ID. But because it's untouchable Pep and untouchable Man City, You don't want to blame anyone. You just want to say they're not good enough. How come you're not calling out your recruitment now, saying no talent ID, or is that only applicable to our teams? Because it smells hypocrisy, Hamza. You sat here. First of all, Hamza, in your own words, have some shame, wallahi. Wallahi, have some shame. You sat here in front of 10,000 people crying about recruitment when you've never complained about recruitment in your life. And instead of talking about the tactics, saying what the manager got wrong, what the team got wrong, and you're talking about the 90 minutes, you're telling me you watch Serie A in the 1980s or whatever. It's not our fault that you're older than us and some people in the chat haven't watched football when you did. We're not here to talk about Serie A in the 80s, Hamza. If I wanted a history lesson, I can go on YouTube. YouTube has everything there. I'll go watch some Inter Milan in the 80s and watch Ronaldo and them. I want you to talk about the 90 minutes. Stop, bro. Stop complaining about players. Stop complaining about the recruitment and saying all that stuff when you're not going to say, okay, maybe Pep didn't have the correct talent ID this summer, the same energy you have to all our managers, and just talk about the 90 minutes. Because today you got outclassed by an Aston Villa team. And don't get me wrong, Aston Villa has been very good this season. But if it was me, if it was Don, if it was anyone else here and their team got pressed by Aston Villa like that, you had 0 XG from the 11th minute. And you're talking to me about Serie A. Talk to me about why you had 0 XG from the 11th minute. Because I could have went to bed, woke up 90 minutes later, and you still wouldn't have had a shot on target. Come on, Hamza.
Very true. I'm going to come back to it. We've just got this in. This has just been sent in to us. Very important that we watch it.
Waka waka bottle job back then once again. They bottle the again. Zamina mina waka waka bottle job back then once again. They bottle the again. Zamina mina waka waka bottle job back then once again. Bottle job back then. Zamina mina waka waka Zamina mina bottle job. You done it once again. Zamina mina waka waka. Samina mina bottle job. You done it once again. Samina mina waka waka
How can you upbeat and off tune with a song playing in the background, Hamza?
Wallahi, have some shame. Wallahi, have some shame. Wallahi, have some shame.
It's crazy.